So I filmed this video with a different intro yesterday and had it up for about 5 minutes and then took it down and deleted it because I had a mistake on it. So I'm refilming the intro and the ending and putting it up today. Hey everyone, it's Melissa. 2 videos ago, I did a haul, and so I wanted to talk about, and I had tested out some of the products, especially, well, all of the products, and I wanted to talk about them today because I have opinions about them. And I uploaded yesterday, and my hair looked so nice, but there was one thing that had happened, and it was a mistake. Well, it was something kind of gross. Something was in the corner of my mouth, okay? And all I could see when I looked at the video was that. I almost took this one down because there is sunscreen on the bottom of each sleeve. And when I put on the makeup and show it, it is all over the place and it's driving me crazy. But I'm going to keep it up. So I can't live with this like that. I've got to take it down and delete it. So I did. Make sure I don't again. But it's all I could see. So I hate that my hair doesn't look as nice because I went and got it done yesterday. She puts lots and lots and lots of grease in it to hydrate it, and it makes it stringy for a few days, but I don't want to wash it until the color sets real well. So it's always stringy for a few days, but anywho, let me go ahead and get down to it. Okay, so let me talk about the first item that I have tried out. I tried it all out Sunday. And I did it before church, but I didn't have time to do the intro. So I did the intro yesterday, and then I told y'all what happened with that. So this is my second time to do the intro of introducing the products. Okay, so the first thing is this Laura Geller concealer. It's the Ideal Fix, and I have the color medium. So I use it in my Get Ready With Me, and then I'll have some final thoughts about it. Then I show the Rare Beauty foundation. I love that Rare Beauty. It's by Selena Gomez, and I love her blush in the color Cheer. This is a blush that she had created just for her, and I remember seeing it. She was at some kind of event, and I remember seeing it on her and just thinking, oh my gosh, that's so pretty, and I ordered it, and I've worn it every day since. I've not worn another blush since then. But anyway, I thought, well, I love the blush so much, I will try the foundation. I do have it on today, and I wore it all day Sunday and did a check-in after several hours and then a check-in at night. So you could see how it looked at the end of the day, if it had come off my nose, and it had been a day where I had done some derma rolling, so I had a lot of redness. So talk about that. Okay, the next one, and I have it on my eyes now, is I'm getting tickled because my granddaughter number 5, she's over here right now. She always gets me laughing. But anyway, so this is the Pillow Talk Dreams, and it is gorgeous. I have, get it to focus. I have, I love the Victoria Beckham palette in tweed, but she's discontinued that. Now I know I can still buy it, but I'm mad about it. So every time I look at that palette, because I love it so much and know she's discontinued it, I get mad. So I am buying palettes right now to see if I can replicate the Victoria Beckham palette that is going to be no more. Even though you can still buy it, I don't want to anymore. I'm mad. So anyway, the Charlotte Tilbury is one I'm trying right here. So I talk about it and show it. Okay, and the next one is the Charlotte Tilbury mascara. It's the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes, and it's in the color Dream Pop. Now this is a different mascara. I hope it'll show up. It's described as a berry, B-E-R-R-Y, not very, but a berry brown. So it's kind of a slightly burgundy. Now this mascara is not for everyone, and I'm not even sure it's for me, but there might be a certain audience that will like it, so I did want to talk about it. In the video of me getting ready, I could not find this lipstick that I had bought. It is the Huda lipstick in the color Angel. I don't have it on today because this is more of a pinky look, and this is a very coral one, but I talk about it because I couldn't find it, but here it is now. This is what it looks like. So you can see what it looks like because I go on and on about it in the Get Ready With Me that I couldn't find it, so I finally did. And it's a pretty color. Okay, another Charlotte Tilbury, this is almost a Charlotte Tilbury Get Ready With Me, is this. It's a double-sided. It is in, maybe read that for me.
Okay, what am I reading?
It's something maroon. It's Charlotte Tilbury Mesmerizing Maroon, and it's a two-sided one. So on this side, you got this color. Let me take the lipstick away. So you got this color on this side. Okay, and then on the other side, you have this color. So I show that, and all of these I will have final thoughts in the summing up of everything. So that's the products that I use in the Get Ready With Me, and I talk about another mascara that I picked up from Charlotte Tilbury. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I'm on my way to church, getting ready for church. I'll probably need to do the wrapping up of the whole thing and the intro after I get back from church. But I'm going to start with the concealer, the Laura Geller concealer. I've used it several days, and I'm finding in these places that I have right there, the dark places, that it's a bit thinner than my e.l.f. and doesn't cover quite as much. See, you can see how much it spreads quickly, whereas the e.l.f. kind of just stays put in one place, which means this one is thinner. And you know, I struggle not only with these dark places right here and dark circles under my eyes, but sort of a sunken in look like I'm sick. And this is normal as you age. Okay, I've got that done. So the next thing is my eye primer from, it's from MAC. It is not new. So I have been listening to a podcast. It's a podcast I've talked about before. It's called American Scandal, but I listened to the podcast about the Challenger, and it was so interesting. So then I got off. I'm listening to a dedicated podcast on Apollo 13, and that has been so fascinating. And let me talk about this first. This is the new, to me, Rare Beauty foundation. It comes with a doe foot. I was going to put it on with this sponge. I left the sponge upstairs, and I don't have time to go get it. So let's just put it on with our fingers. I usually, you know, to be honest, I usually use my fingers because I'm usually in a hurry and running late. So I'm using it the way that I would use it in real life, not just, you know, on here. It's a beautiful color match, and it's a really pretty finish. It isn't greasy, but it certainly is not dry. And I've worn it several days. It lasts a really long time. You know, like right here on my nose, you saw the discoloration on my face, the red places, the broken capillaries, the spots, like right here, got a spot right there on the upper lip. I haven't done that yet. In my nose, you can see, and it covers real well. So anyway, the reason that I'm going to just kind of pat and push this in, since I don't have a sponge. So I got to thinking about it, and I remembered my first cousin. His name is Jimmy Gilbert. Gilbert is my maiden name, and I'm not, you know, I'm not telling anything too personal about myself because that's my maiden name. It's not my maiden name anymore. He's such an interesting person, and I might link some articles about him. He was an astronaut for NASA before he retired.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why I said astronaut. He was an engineer for NASA, not an astronaut. He was an engineer.
Okay, let me hold that thought. Let me get back to the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to start in the transition with this color right here. It's going to be kind of in the crease transition. Okay, so I remember him telling me, he's probably in his 80s. Yeah, he's in his 80s now. I remember him telling me when he was in college that NASA, in the early 60s, NASA came and recruited him because he's just brilliant. He's always been brilliant. They came and recruited him to work on putting man on the moon, to come work for NASA. So I had a little place there. Sorry about that. A little goop of the primer. But that NASA came and recruited him to help put the man on the moon and work for them. And he did. I think it was for 35 years he worked for NASA, and he worked on the Apollo program. So, he was an engineer and, helped do all that for NASA. Okay. Now next, I'm gonna, in the crease, in the outer V, I'm gonna do this color. But another interesting thing about him is, let me find it right. No, another interesting thing about him, he's one of the few people in the world that he's a long distance runner, always has been since high school. He's one of the few people that has he's kept logs run 100,000 miles. He's in the 100,000 mile club. And I hope I remember to find that article again and link it, because I just think it's so interesting. I remember when I was little and at my grandmother's house, they would show movies of him doing track and running and all that kind of stuff. And, he was just always so athletic and a, long distance runner and everything, and just kind of an amazing person, really. Okay, and I like this eyeshadow in the crease, and I'm putting it on a little heavier today than I normally would, just to, because I'm kind of dressed up. I like up above seeing the transition color a little bit. There are two colors, and sometimes I have used sometimes this color right here on the lid, but it sort of blends in a little bit with these two colors. I want the contrast between these two colors to show up, so I'm going to put this color on the lid, and I'm just going to tap, tap, tap it on. There we go. But those two podcasts have been so good, and Doug and I have watched two of the most interesting shows, and we're watching a third one. I'm going to go in with this smaller little brush and kind of detail that out. But there's a podcast called Scamanda that came out like about a couple of years ago, and then ABC did, I don't know if I mentioned it on here on Instagram. I get the two mixed up where I've talked about what, but just in case, I'm going to talk about it again. But ABC did a series on it, and it's about a woman that she said she had terminal cancer, and she got everybody donating to her, and she joined this great big church, and they would come lay money at her feet, and she would pretend to faint and get up there and say how sick she was and stuff. Well, she didn't have cancer. It was all a fraud. I mean, people gave her, famous people got involved. People gave her money and gifts and trips and everything, and charities gave her money and experiences that could have been done for people that really did have cancer. That makes me so mad. And then several people said, well, watch Apple Cider Vinegar. That's the story of Belle Gibson. You just have to look her up. But she's another one. She's Australian. She created this app that she said would, you follow this app and eat these foods and it'll cure. She claimed that she had brain cancer and getting ready to die. And So she created this app that Apple was going to be picking up and showcasing and everything of all these recipes that cured her or is curing her brain cancer and or keeping her alive. And she didn't have brain cancer at all either. And she raised monies for charities and kept the money herself. So she's another one. Okay, now I'm going to go into that transition color again, and I'm going to put that underneath my bottom lashes. Ooh, I am running late. I'm going to have to hurry. I'm going to take that transition color, put down there. It's a beautiful kind of a terracotta color that really, it brings out your eye color nicely. Okay. You know what? I realized I hadn't done my eyebrows. Let me do them right quick. I am all worked up because I'm running late and trying to get this done. But the latest one we're watching is on Hulu, and it's the story of Ruby Franke. It's called The Devil in the Family. Now, it is really interesting because it's all that YouTube footage that she didn't let the public see, that she's like, I'm taking that footage, I'm taking that out. Well, somebody saved the footage, I guess. I don't know, whoever was filming her, they saved the footage. So it's the out scenes where she's screaming at people and stuff like that. It's fascinating too. Okay, hopefully I've already shown this to you, but I'm going to take the darker side and I'm going to tightline, and I'm going to use it in my waterline. Okay, and now I'm going to use the mascara. Hopefully I've already shown that to you too. I've got a lot of showing to do because I don't have time to work on it right now to show it. It's a pretty mascara. Now, it is not really, it's not dark on your eyelashes because it's a brownish berry color, but it is pretty. And now, oh gosh, I'm running late. Now I'm going to put on my blush right quick. This is not new. It is the Rare Beauty Color Cheer. I won't have time. I'll show you the finished look, right here. I'm going to put on a little more of that mascara. I'm going to use some Spice Liner from MAC. Not new to me. Okay, and the lipstick is this one. Hopefully I've shown it to you too. It is that's the Huda in Angel. Okay, I'll check everything in the mirror upstairs, but this is what it looks like, and I'll come back and, when I get home and do the intro and look at it and make sure everything looks good, and I'll show it to you more of a finished look then. But that's the way I put it on, and I might need to do a few touch-ups because I've just thrown it on, but I'll touch on a little bit. Okay, so this is a few hours later. I've gone to church, I've changed clothes, and eaten some lunch. So let's look and see what we got here. I put lipstick back on because eating took the lipstick off, but let me see what we got here. I'll have to look. It looks like the foundation is holding up pretty well. I feel like the circles under my eyes are showing. I feel like my eyes look a little sunken in. I noticed from the footage that I filmed this morning that it looked like my eyes were a little more sunken in than when I used the e.l.f. concealer. So I'm going to take another look later on, but so far what I'm seeing out of this concealer, I prefer the e.l.f. I showed you it was thinner going on, so there's something to think about there. I feel like the upper lid of my eyeshadow looks pretty good. Look at that. I think it's still on. I think it's still holding on. I think it pretty much looks the same as when I first put it on several hours ago. Underneath, still looks pretty good. It's a little bit faded and not smeared, but kind of drifting down a little bit into my under eyes, more so down in my under eyes, but that could be from the concealer, so I'm not holding that against it. The eyeliner, I didn't care for this color of eyeliner. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather use my Victoria Beckham Bordeaux. But, you know, I wanted to try this out, and yeah, it's still there. It's not real strong. The mascara hasn't smeared, not too much. No, not really, it hadn't smeared. And the foundation, like I said, I noticed going back over the footage, I had derma rolled my wrinkles right here and right here this morning. And I noticed, you know, it leaves your skin a little bit red. And I noticed that it did not get, and I had done my upper lip and this right here too, derma rolled that. And I noticed, especially up here, it was still red after I put this foundation on. So it has not covered, it doesn't cover, I don't feel like, as much as the Huda. But it still looks nice. I'll have to look in, you know, when I play this back and see, but I still think it looks pretty good. So this is about a 1 o'clock check-in. See you soon. Okay, here is at 6:49 p.m. I mean, I'm looking in the mirror at the same time. The eyeshadow is still on. Pretty much. It's on pretty well, isn't it? You know, redness right here around my nose, but, you know, I think that the foundation's pretty well. I don't think that, I'm just not crazy about this concealer. I'm just not, but look underneath, the eyeshadow stayed under there. This is long-lasting eyeshadow. And I think that the liner stayed on pretty well too. This mascara is not real dark or, you know, thick or anything like that. It doesn't add a whole lot to your eyelashes, but it didn't smear and didn't come off. So, give you kind of a look at my eyes. I just looked at the clock, 6:49. I put all this on at 9 o'clock this morning. So I would say the eyeshadow and the eyeliner lasted the most. Well, and the mascara did too. And I don't think that the foundation did too badly. Okay, I will do tomorrow I'm going to film the intro and then film the ending with my final thoughts. Okay, so these are my final thoughts on these products. Now, when you see me on camera, I was looking at the footage, and you see me on camera, it looks a little bit different in person than it does on camera. Like, I can look in the mirror, and it doesn't show up any, like my skin's a little peely right now because I have done some extra red light therapy and done some extra cleansing I like to get it to peel. So I will kind of irritate it sometimes to get it to peel. And so I have done that, so the peeling shows up a little bit, whereas when I look in the mirror, I don't really see it, but you will see it on the camera. So I feel like it would not make the foundation look as pretty. I really like this foundation a lot, and I love the Huda, and I think the Huda actually looks better on camera, but this one looks really nice in person. So I might I'm almost out of the Huda, and I might buy the Huda again to wear, you know, when I'm filming, but wear this in everyday life. I think it has a place. And I will say this is the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. And I will say that her blush looks absolutely beautiful over this foundation. It really does. It's a nice combination. I'm glad I bought this, and I'm glad I tried it out. But I did notice in the footage, it looked like it had come off a little bit. I don't think that it is as much coverage as like my Huda, and it was a particularly bad skin day, so I do like it. I like it probably better than it showed up. Okay, the Laura Geller. Did I tell you it was Laura Geller at the beginning? I might have called it something else, but it is Laura Geller, the Ideal Fix. Okay, it is so similar in packaging to my e.l.f., but I can order the e.l.f. for $7 directly from the e.l.f. website. Probably get it at Walmart or, CVS. And this from the Laura Geller website is $16. So it's more than double, and I just didn't think it was quite as good. When I put it on, I noticed that it didn't seem to be as thick as the e.l.f. and cover as much as like dark areas or circles or anything, because when you put it on, it just started spreading, which means it's thinner, so to me it just didn't have quite as much coverage. And I have a friend that recommended it to me, and she just loves it, so you might too. It might be worth buying because she really is very high on it. I like my e.l.f. better, but it's not a bad concealer, so you might want to try it out. Okay, this lipstick, it's beautiful. I showed it to you at the beginning. It's gorgeous. You can't beat Huda lipsticks. They're so pretty. And this is a great neutral color that has a lot more. It's not a pinky orange, it's more of a true coral. So yeah, if you're wearing something, which I will use this a lot, I wear a lot of corals in the spring and yellows and stuff like that, those spring colors, so this will go perfectly with it. So I really like it. The eyeliner, I didn't care for it as much. It was okay. This lighter color, I couldn't get it to. I tried it out several times and it didn't really show up. And the darker color was more of a purple. I thought it was going to be along the lines of the one that I like so much, which is the Victoria Beckham Bordeaux. I love that one. I keep talking about it over and over again. But I'm still mad at her for discontinuing that other one, and I know she really cares. But this one is more of a purple, which I like the Bordeaux, which is more of the maroon color. But it stayed really well, I will say that. And I might want to try some of the other colors, but this one of the colors for me, I may give it to one of my granddaughters.
I'll take it.
But yeah, it's pretty, and it stays really well, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Okay, this mascara. The push-up lashes, it is a mascara. It just doesn't show up very well. And I don't know if it's the color, because it is not black. It is that, berry color brown that really actually goes well with this eyeshadow. It just doesn't make your eyelashes show up very much as I'm used to, like with the Milani that I have on now. But it did not smear, and most mascaras will smear on me. I don't think it's a tubing mascara. When I took it off, I didn't find any tubes on it. And it did make my lashes, it was a drier mascara. Some of them are so wet that it's just, you can't get some good length on it. This one was a drier, made your eyelashes look kind of fluffy. So it could be the color. I regret buying it a little bit, but some of you might like it because it's a very natural look. And I'm not very natural. I wear a lot of makeup, I'm not natural. But some of you might like it, and yeah, I probably not crazy about it. But I might buy that darker color and see what I think about it. But while I was at Ulta last time, I did pick up this from Charlotte Tilbury, the Exaggerize. I got the smaller little sample, almost sample size, the mini size. So I'm going to try that in the future and see what I think about it, see if it smears, see how it looks with the lashes. So, we'll see. I might like this one a whole lot. I can buy a darker size of this and compare the two. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure you like and subscribe. I keep telling y'all to do that, and I know, I'm sorry. But it does help the algorithm so much. And I appreciate you watching. Have a wonderful rest of the week. I will talk to you all in a couple of days, and I appreciate you all a lot. Bye-bye.